episode 3 of the Player Spotlight show, where we shine the spotlight on a player from our Women Futsal Crazy League. And in this week's show, we've got Nighthawks captain Hidayah Shah. So, hello Hidayah, how are you doing?
Hi, Raz. I'm doing great. I'm doing good. Holding up. So thanks for asking.
What have you been up to during the circuit breaker?
Well, been home a lot, of course, working from home. That's one, and been trying to keep up with my fitness for a bit by working out every now and then, or as and when I can. So yeah.
At home, is it? Working out at home?
Yeah, actually at the car park lah. My multi-story car park. So yeah.
Okay. I found it difficult to get motivated to work out at home.
Many distractions. Too many.
Just got lazy.
Right.
Okay, so beginning the show, we'll just ask you first. The first question we're gonna ask you would be, how do you gain interest in football, and at what age do you start playing football?
Well, I started gaining interest in football actually pretty late, but I was introduced to football when I was literally the ball itself, when I was 5 to 6 years old. Back then when I still had my late father, so he was the one who introduced me to football, and it just got to me over the years, and as I grew up, I began to be drawn towards it, and that's when I adopted it, I guess.
So roughly when do you start playing, like the basics of the game?
It will be the basics of the game.
Yeah.
The basics of the game will be probably when I was about 16 years old.
All right. Late bloomer, huh?
Yeah.
And then so do you by any chance play for your school team or tertiary?
Tertiary, yes. Back then I played for TP, Temasek Poly for a while. Back then they didn't have a soccer ladies team when I first joined TP. So I only started making into the team in my second year. So that's when they officially opened up a soccer ladies, as in soccer women's team in TP. So yeah.
What year was that when you were in TP?
I think it was 2009. 2009, yeah. Back in 2009, yep.
All right. I was from TP as well, but by then
really?
By then I was long graduated.
I see. Alamak. So senior.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
All right. So in terms of football, favorite club? I know this, but you can tell our viewers.
You do.
Yeah.
Okay. So favorite club would be Manchester United. Yeah. Well, growing up, I was drawn, as in I actually supported Man U mainly because of Beckham. So mainly because of Beckham lah. So
that was a long pause.
But then, very long pause, but it was always Beckham. I don't know why everybody but that will probably be my answer to your question for like the supporting of the club lah.
Okay. Yeah. So when you went to like World Cups, any favorite country that you supported?
World Cup would definitely be Brazil.
So are you much of a viewer of football, or you're more of a player?
No. I think I'm more to a player. Not much of a viewer. I'm not very. I used to watch football very often. But I found myself drifting away from viewing much and just finding myself playing more often, actually. Okay. So more of a player.
Okay, so not much of a diehard who wakes up at 3 a.m. in the morning and watch every match.
No, I treasure my sleep. Well, at least I try to. So
Okay. Any favorite player or players? You've named Beckham.
Beckham is definitely one, but I think my all-time favorite player would be Ronaldo. The number 9 Ronaldo.
Okay.
The Brazilian Ronaldo.
Right.
I love watching him ever since I was young, and that's why I always hold to that number. That jersey number 9 till now. That is always my number. So but the story behind that is because my favorite player, basically holds that number.
Mm.
for his country. So yeah.
Okay. So now
Mhm.
coming back to your personal life a bit, what do you work as?
I'm working as a finance executive for a non-profit organization here. Been working for about 7 years now.
Okay.
So yeah. Mm-hmm.
And besides football, any other sporting interests or fitness interests?
Besides football, I actually enjoy just working out. I'm trying to venture out into weightlifting a
Okay.
bit, but yeah,
Competitively?
gradually lah. No, no, not competitively,
Okay.
definitely not. Just yeah, just trying to explore another area of fitness. So
Mm.
yeah, probably that's it.
All right. That's
Mhm.
good. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I think so. Good luck to that. Thanks, thanks.
And now on your team,
Mm-hmm.
Nighthawks. I'm not sure
Nighthawks,
if you have
yes.
watched the first two episodes, but in the first two
Mm.
episodes, the players have come on have named your team as rivals. So I mean, there's also a lot of respect for your team. Your team is
No,
also the record league and cup
that's nice.
winners in our league.
Mm-hmm.
So big team, big reputation, and
Mm-hmm.
guide us through how was this team founded? Who founded the team? How was it formed? What year was it formed? All that.
Right. Well, we didn't actually started off as Nighthawks. Most of us, or many of us, we actually got together a very long time ago, probably about 8, 9 years back.
Mm.
So we informally know ourselves, as in know each other through futsal sessions, believe it or not. So we kind of like, I didn't know many of them back then until I joined a futsal session one time. And then I just found myself eventually one day, I just found myself eventually being invited to a WhatsApp team chat named Soccer Ladies back then.
Okay.
So there were a number of us back then. Not everyone that is in my team now. Apa tu? Sorry, not everyone was. Sorry, not everyone was. Is still is here lah. Is the one that forms Nighthawks at this point. Yeah, there were other people, but
Yeah,
I
name
think.
some of them.
Oh, name some of them
Yeah,
like
yeah,
in
carry on.
now,
Like
as
players
in.
players that were there then and not now.
Oh, okay. That were there then. Would be Farah, Jess, Rohani, and Naziha. There were quite a few, but we did had a lot of we did a lot of good times and good wins and good experiences together lah. Nevertheless, so if you were to ask when we were officially formed, it was sometime only in 2015 when we decided to make a name for ourselves, which is Nighthawks. And truth be told, we came out with that name because we just associated ourselves with just playing. We enjoy playing in the nighttime. We enjoy playing after work hours. We just established that name because it seemed to me like, I mean, pretty. It seemed pretty fierce, and and the night part of Nighthawks just associates with us playing the nighttime basically. And we just decided to make our own logo, have ourselves branded a little bit, and yeah, it was nice to finally have an identity for ourselves. And yeah, it was good lah. It was good.
So
So
that's
yeah,
basically like a collective decision on the name and the formation of the
yeah, it was
team.
interesting.
Yeah.
Correct.
So there
It
wasn't
was
like
really interesting.
one founder figure in that team or
There was well, if you to say there was the idea that came up to bring us together was the fact that I think a few of them asked if we wanted to join D2D together as a team. So I think that I wouldn't just say there was one founder to Nighthawks. I think
yeah.
there were a couple of us who had that idea to just form up a team together to play. So that was it. 2015 was the first time we joined D2D, and yeah, we were excited because we won as a team, and it was a really nice feeling. So we just established an identity, and we won the league, and yeah, it was a really good feeling for the team lah.
You won
Together.
and you never stopped.
yeah, man, we won and never stop. Ooh, astaghfirullah. Yeah, but but yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I remember in early seasons, the first 2 seasons or so, there were players that were playing for different teams. Us and Imi was
Yes,
playing for different team.
correct.
Farah,
Yeah,
Hit,
yeah.
all
They
they were
were, they
all
were.
playing for different teams. Were you playing for any of those teams in the first
Uh,
seasons?
Back then, no, I wasn't. I wasn't
You
playing
wasn't
for
involved
different
yet.
teams, but I already knew them, and we were
Mm,
playing futsal together. Yeah, so we already knew each other, even though they were playing for different teams. In the D2D league. Yeah,
okay. So
yeah.
your team is known for playing really good football, futsal, and
Really?
yeah, I
Thank
was.
you.
It's nice and pleasing on the eye. What's your
All
team's
right.
philosophy on the pitch and off it?
Well, I would say that well, we try to have that winning mentality every time when we go into a match.
Mm,
But at the same time, to have fun while at it, we just try to encourage and support each other every time. Even though when things or when situations gets a bit challenging for us
mm.
on the pitch or off the pitch, regardless. So we just try our best to just maintain and establish a good relationship with one another lah. Just be very professional lah. Between ourselves, especially because
Okay.
yep.
And what would you
Mm-hmm.
say would be the secret to your team's success?
Secret to the team success would be really good teamwork.
Mm.
I would say that would be really good teamwork. Yeah. So communication is always key, but I feel that we really have good teamwork,
On the
my
pitch
team.
or
So
off?
uh I would like to say on the pitch. On the pitch, yes. Definitely on the pitch.
Okay. On yourself
Mhm.
as a player, I've noticed this
Mhm.
about you. I've seen you for quite a number of seasons now. So I've
Mhm.
noticed this that before pre-game you're always very quiet. You go
Uh,
into this zone that you're just
mhm.
focused on the game. You step on the
Uh,
field, you're quiet, you don't
mhm.
say much, but you're fierce
Mhm.
and aggressive on the pitch.
Yes.
In a
Yep.
way, when I look at you, it reminds me of when I was a player, and I used to do things like that, but I just was a lot
Right.
more vocal when I was playing. So I was
Right.
just
Right.
shouting and screaming a lot, but not
Uh-huh.
not against the opponents or the referee or whatever. I was always towards my
Mm-mm.
own teammates,
So
and to cheer
I
them
see.
up, and I was like kicking every
Right.
ball with them, even though I'm
Uh-huh.
playing center back and the balls in the other half and all that. I'm just
Uh-huh.
following the action. So in a way, you remind me of myself when I see you playing. What
Right.
what
Is that a
goes?
good thing?
I don't know.
Okay.
A reminiscence
Perhaps
of
not.
old
Perhaps
times,
yeah.
maybe. Yeah. But
Right. Right.
what what goes on in your mind before a game, and when you step on the field,
Mm-hmm.
what is your mentality? Because you are really aggressive. You're fierce. Nobody would want to mess around with you.
Right. I think I'm a very easily misunderstood person or
Mm,
misunderstood player. But yes, you're pretty much right about how I am before and when I and how I am on during a game.
mm,
So yeah, I have the tendency to get really nervous before the game. It
oh,
doesn't. Yeah, I have that very strong tendency to get very nervous before a game, regardless of who my opponents are.
mm,
But I think as soon as I step into the pitch and as soon as I get to start to kick the ball around, that's where all the nervousness just goes away, and I'm able to then focus on especially just not disappointing my team and myself. So
okay, okay. I
yeah,
get
I
it. I
am I
get it.
am indeed very vocal. Yeah, yeah.
I get it. I get it. I get it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
understand. You want
correct. So
to
that's how it is.
you want to do the best for yourself. You don't want to disappoint them. Yeah,
Yes,
I understand
yes,
that. Yeah.
especially. Yep.
Okay.
But yeah lah, yeah. So the vocalness, yeah lah, that one a bit cannot control lah. But but yeah, that's just how I am as a player, and I think my teammates do understand
Mm,
and can comprehend that lah. So and I'm to be honest, I'm really grateful that they can understand how I am and
mm.
still allow me to be part of the team somewhat. So yeah.
You're not just part of the team. You're the captain of the team.
Oh, captain of the team. Okay. Thanks.
How did that come about? How did you become a team captain?
Oh, actually, captain. This captain thing is a job rotation. Job
Okay.
rotation. So there's no fixed captain. So it used to be us, and then now I don't know how it just got to me. So
It used to be
so yeah
Farah,
lah.
I think, before you.
Farah as well. Correct. Farah Dina. Yes, used to be
Yeah.
her. So it's
Yeah.
a job rotation. So next.
I wonder who's gonna be next.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not sure if you've watched episode 2, but in episode 2, the player from Le Bleu, Rivka Crosson, she named you as one of the players that has impressed her in the league. What do you have to
Oh,
say about
okay.
that?
Yeah, I did watch her episode. I'm flattered, to be honest. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was yeah lah, I was caught a bit off guard lah. But it's really nice to have somebody acknowledges you and sees you as a good player. So yeah, it's really comforting to know that people yeah that I have an impact or effect on other players. So yeah, which is good. Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Rivka. Thank you.
It's heartening, right?
Yeah. Very, very.
And what would you say? Which teams would you say would be your rivals this? Not just this season, since you started playing in this league.
I think, well, okay. If I were to say for this season, there will be a couple. Definitely, I think one of them would include Ocelot, and the other would definitely be the Blues lah. For me,
Le
actually
Blues.
PFC International also. PFC International also seems to be a really strong team this season. With the introduction of really good players and what else. So I think we have a tough fight lah for this season. There's a very, very strong
Pool of
competition
teams. Yeah.
for this season. Yes, correct. Yep.
And over
Yep.
all the seasons that you've had, which teams would you say have been the strongest challengers to Nighthawks?
Strongest challenges, definitely PFC, because they are
PFC ladies side.
well. Yeah, correct. They have been consistent, and actually they're getting really, really good over the seasons. And you can tell definitely after a while, after you played a while with other players and other teams, you even you can identify that they are getting better. Yeah. So we too have to always step up every time, every season, every game. Yeah.
Okay. Any opposition players that has impressed you in your time in the league?
There would definitely be a lot actually, but if I were to just probably zoom into one, for now, I would say Gabby from PFC ladies, if I'm wrong. Yeah, PFC ladies. Yeah, Gabby. I think she is a player where you actually don't expect her to. I'm not undermining her or in any way. It's just that when she's on the pitch, she's very quiet, but when she gets the ball, she's actually very deftly meaning, and she's very skillful. Yeah, she's very skillful, and she's actually a player that has to be marked, especially when she's playing forward. So yeah, even there was one time I remember I missed that opportunity to defend the ball properly from her, and I got a bit scared. But probably that I would say one player, it will be her lah.
Okay, can you name a second player?
Second player would be Tina Turner. No lah, Tina from PFC International.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. I feel she is probably one of the most composed and relaxed person. Second to us, okay? Second
Composed
to us,
and relaxed, okay.
Yeah, she seems to be able to when she has the ball, she makes it look so easy.
Okay.
She makes it look really easy, and she has oled me one way too many times, and I feel very annoyed by that. I'm trying to curb that, but yeah, I'll get there. So yeah, she's for me, I feel that she's very skillful as well, or when she with her ball work, and she can also play many roles in for her team.
Mm.
Yeah, especially deadly when she's up top.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And you've played in the league for a number of seasons now. Any
Mm-hmm.
recollection how many?
Number of seasons, I don't know, maybe five, six. Is it
Yeah,
right?
probably.
Five,
Ev-
5 to 6 seasons now.
Even I'm not keeping track, so I'm just asking.
Right.
Yeah.
Rude. Then you ask me.
Test
Okay.
test question.
Testing. Okay. Can. Never mind. I
And
think I'm right lah. 5 to 6.
yeah. What do you make
Yeah.
about the league?
Well, I think it's a really good platform for women football. That's one, and it's really good that to have this league
Mm,
for us to actually have a healthy level of competition amongst women, other women or other passionate footballers, women
mm,
footballers, and especially to my team as well. I think we are really very passionate and we are really appreciative of this whole apa tu
platform.
league lah.
Mm,
This league, this the existence of this league because we get to come together and do something that we enjoy very much, which is football lah. So yeah.
yeah. All right. And a couple of serious questions. One would
Mm.
be, what are some of the challenges you have faced as a women footballer?
One challenge I I face as a women's footballer would be a little bit of stereotype
Mm,
or discrimination.
mm,
Sometimes you look at the player or you look at women, try to kick a ball and, they don't expect you to be able to do so or do
mm,
as great as the other sex, which is as great as a man would or a boy would. So yeah, that's something that I feel that probably not only myself but other women players experience or have experienced before.
mm,
Um, yeah, another thing I feel that another challenge would be uh, we don't get much exposure women's football.
mm.
Yeah, we don't get much exposure or much recognition, be it in futsal or be it in
11
11
aside.
aside.
Mm,
Yeah, so yeah, that's probably one of the challenges. And sometimes you're just really passionate to actually play football, but you feel not very motivated
oh.
to keep continuing because that especially for 11 aside lah. Okay, this
Mm.
one probably for me I can just add if you don't mind, just
Yeah, no problem.
probably bring in a little bit of the 11 aside side.
Mm,
So yeah, and you know that you don't have much sponsors and what else. So
mm.
it gets really you just feel very unmotivated to just
To continue.
continue.
Mm.
Yeah, to continue. So yeah.
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 That part I agree. We struggle
Mm-hmm.
with sponsors as well on our end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we keep going.
So
We keep going with this league.
yeah.
It's meant for the
Yeah. We want
ladies.
support as well. So
Yeah. And also, we've introduced things like this now
mm-hmm.
to shed some light onto players in the league.
Yeah,
And
that's nice.
hopefully people who are watching this, they know, that, okay, there's this league that they can join, because there could
Mm-hmm.
be people, how it
Mm-hmm.
is in Singapore, where players might have played up to tertiary level and then they drop
Mm-hmm.
out of the sport because they don't have an avenue. Not
Mm-hmm.
everyone
Yep.
gets into the 11 aside teams as well.
Yeah.
So, some players that might drop off and still have the passion, they, through this, hopefully they know that, okay, there's this an avenue here they can
Mm-hmm.
join. And also
Yeah.
players maybe from tertiary level, or even foreigners coming in from overseas, they want to
Mm-hmm.
play football, they don't know where to go. This could be it.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. And you do have a lot of leagues in your hands and under D2D, so
Yeah.
which is really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, probably the women futsal league is probably one of the closest to my heart,
Mm.
as a league that I'm running.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah. So, what else? How would you think that you like to make changes to the women game, not just maybe in Singapore, not just in Singapore, but globally as well?
Well, I think changes that I would like to see perhaps are, like I mentioned, better recognition, better awareness, or more awareness for women playing football, and better recognition. So perhaps that could change. That could have a little bit of progress for women to better be recognized in the sport that they enjoy doing. So probably that's about it that I can think of right now.
I think lately there's been a little bit more recognition globally for the women game. I think there's more viewership at the previous World Cup. People are getting to know women players more. But of course, like what you say, ask anyone, they'll probably name you 10, 50 men footballers, but would struggle to name 10 women footballers. So I think I agree on that.
True.
Yeah, I agree on that part. I think we need to do something to try and at least equalize it. I think an equalizer would be
equal
good.
rights.
Yeah.
Equalizer, yes.
Yeah, that would be good because there's no point. I mean, I don't feel there's a need to have one better than the other. I think you should equalize it and give equal recognition to both men and women, and break the stereotype that women cannot play football or are not allowed to play or not allowed to play football. It's not a woman's role to play football or be involved in football. All that I think I hope to see change in this hopefully next decade or so.
Decade, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Perhaps,
you know how things change so slowly because there's always politicking involved, and a lot of people getting involved that shouldn't be involved, and then it slows down the process. So so cautiously I'll give it a decade.
All right, I think that's a good timeline, perhaps healthy one. So all right.
So any last words to the viewers watching in? Maybe anyone having any misconceptions about Hidayah Shah, the player?
Oh, alamak, misconception. So I'm actually a very pretty nice lady out of the page. So I am actually indeed very approachable. So please don't think of me as do approach me. Okay, say hi, whatever you have to. So, but when I'm on the pitch, yes, I
don't say
become
hi
another
then.
Hidayah. Yeah, I may become another Hidayah, but that's just all in the game. So I can't wait to get back to the league. So thanks for having me, Ras. And
welcome.
Really cannot wait to get back to the league. So
I can't wait to get you guys all back as well. I think everyone's waiting. Everyone's waiting. Hopefully,
still no news. Still no news about.
No, nothing yet.
Not yet,
Yeah.
Right.
We're thinking phase 3, but we don't know.
Right. How many phases will there be? My goodness. Kali sampai phase 10 mampus. Okay,
All right. Ken, have a good evening.
Okay. Thank you, guys.